So it started as a hobby app. This is helping us building RecoBee because we think that we are solving our own problem.
Very interesting. You are throwing in AI, you are throwing in gamifications.
One of the Hollywood critic, they reviewed Animal, right? Animal had such a craze in India. So AI movie assistant is our strong reason.
Creating something as unique as RecoBee must have come with its own challenges.
We have created a community space for movie lovers.
Welcome to our podcast, Tech Beyond Boundaries. Today we are thrilled to have Syed Jamal, the innovative mind behind RecoBee, a cutting edge company revolutionizing movie discovery and recommendations through the power of AI. Join us as Syed Jamal unveils the insights and breakthroughs that drive RecoBee's success in this ever expanding realm of AI driven movie discoveries. Get ready for an engaging discussion on the fascinating world of AI and its transformative impact on the way we experience and savor cinematic adventures. Hi, Sayed. So, to begin with the origin story, I would like to know from you what inspired you to create RecoBee and how did your personal background or experiences influence the vision behind the movie discovery and sharing platform?
Thanks, Akansha, for giving this opportunity. And I think I'll be glad to talk about RecoBee. When we talk about the origin story, right, it started with a kind of its inception was in COVID. When we are like all confined, there were limited resources to entertain. We fell back to watching movies and series, right? And the biggest thing that we struggled was to find what to watch. And I think this was a more of a personal problem among we friends. So we thought, let's build something of an app of what to watch and similar to what we did earlier, like a to-do app, right? And so it started as a hobby app where we have like friend circles, friend networks. They'll recommend something which this is helping us building RecoBee because we think that we are solving our own problem, and that is really good. From a technology perspective, I am a problem solver. Like with so many technologies, cutting edge technologies that we have, with the AI booming, right? It's a fun ride to solve complex problem, and RecoBee is a very solid use case, I would say, for these. We get all sorts of problem, whether it's ML related or technology related, anything. It's
Sure, Jamal. That was an interesting insight into the origin story of RecoBee. I'm sure this is, going to influence a lot of other people. Now, moving on to our next question is about the innovative features of RecoBee. So, I've learned that RecoBee aims to make movie discovery seamless, like you have talked about. Could you elaborate on some of the innovative features or methodologies employed by your platform that set it apart from other movie related apps or websites, since you're already seeing that there are for example, Netflix already gives us the recommendation? So what sets RecoBee apart from what the other apps or platforms are already doing?
Hey, thanks, Akansha. I think it's a really good question. I think this has been asked for to us by many people. And to begin with, right, you gave an example of Netflix, but what we felt, right, Netflix is a good OTT provider, and where we have a lot of content, and we see a lot of content rolling in, and we have been seeing for the last 2, 3 years, even in Indian market. But then you are then confined to Netflix content in that case, right? So even if like I want to watch something out of it, and Netflix has its own production houses, so that becomes really kind of like, okay, you are pushed to watch something on Netflix, right? So that becomes, so that was a problem when we started. We wanted to aggregate the OTT content. So it was not only what to watch, it was where to watch as well. So what we wanted to was like build a multi-layered recommendation engine where at the core of it will be a content base, mostly very static. Like you watch something, you watch. So that's the base. That's the first layer, and then top of it is a collaborative model where you like, okay, I have rated some movies, I have seen some movies, I have reviewed some movies, and then that builds upon that. Okay, based on my introduction, the depth goes bigger. That okay, we get more movie recommendations based on our interaction. Top of this recommendation layer is our society, or you can say social group or the community groups, right? Where we follow a lot of critics, where we have our own network. Amazon works, right? Where, okay, you buy something and you said, okay, since you bought this product, you might like that product. So it's a simple, from an ML perspective, it's a collaborative model, but it is very effective. So that kind of is our core of RecoBee. This is something which we are focusing currently. So from a differentiation perspective, the what to watch angle is there, but it has a lot of entry point of helping you what to watch. And critics framework is one of them. And we were focusing a lot on critics framework, and we have succeeded in that in the last quarter. With we got a lot of good engagement and retention, and we are currently scaling it. Okay. So among all this, if you say as a user, what eventually you get your own digital movie diary or a review archive if you are a critic, which you can maintain, showcase, and maybe proudly present as well. Like for example, a critic on RecoBee last year, he posted around 450 plus reviews, which was really as an amazing, right? And kind of something to boast of in his network. So yeah, so eventually what we meant from innovative features, it is like we have different entry point to solve what to watch, and kind of each entry point is a strength in itself.
Building up from that, like building a community around shared interest is crucial, the way you mentioned in your answer. Like, how does Recoby foster engagement among users beyond just movie recommendations? Are there any unique strategies that you have employed to encourage interaction and discussions among the movie lovers?
Community aspect is very important, really important. We did realize its importance a little later since we are focusing on the recommendations part initially. But the community framework actually, when I said about multi-layered recommendation, it adds depth to your whole recommendation system. We can easily see that difference when we launch the critics community. The engagement and retention has gone really up, and I think that is something we saw and we kind of analyzed through our analytics, and we are focusing on it. The quality of reviews is really good, and the diversity of our critics, right? Because it's a global thing. So a lot of people are from US, UK, Brazil, anywhere, Philippines. So it's a very diverse community. They love to review their reviews. One of the Hollywood critic, they reviewed Animal, right? Animal had such a craze in India. And then from that craze, they wanted to see Animal. They reviewed Animal from their angle on how Bollywood movies kind of are seen from their angle. It was a lovely review on our app. A step further from there, we have created a community space for movie lovers. So it's not only about critics. So we are building upon it. We have launched a limited community space for now. We'll launch it. We'll slowly open it for users to create their loved communities. So that is one thing. Apart from it, to make it more engaging, what we recently did, we have launched some sort of gamification using leaderboard. Okay, and that is something more of a MVP on what we are envisioning going forward. What it leaderboard, again, it has been live since three months, and again that has kind of worked like a charm, and it has introduced a lot of competitiveness between the critics.
Right, Jamal, very interesting. You are throwing in AI, you are throwing in gamification. So it's, I think, a very interesting recipe for Recoby. Creating something as unique as Recoby must have come with its own challenges and the growth that you're talking about. So, particularly talking about the challenges, Jamal, which particular challenges did you face while establishing and growing Recoby? And what strategies or lessons did you learn and helped overcome those hurdles in the competitive landscape of movie recommendation platforms that we are seeing right now emerging?
Yeah. No, I think I would not say that I have overcome all challenges. It's an ongoing battle, you can say. And I think the biggest one of for B2C apps is the organic growth, engagement, and retention. Everyone, like this is
Mhm.
a known challenge, and we also faced it. We kind of are still facing. I'm not saying we have completely overcome it, but we tried Google Ads initially. It didn't work to our liking. Then suggestion from our network was build the product strong rather than don't run after users. Build your product strong around certain areas, and that's what we are focusing on. And eventually, digital marketing plays a big role there. And this is something which we have tried, and we have obviously we have got suggestions as well, but we have tried on our hands, and we see that that's a huge tool to us, specifically Instagram, right? So Insta is a very generic platform, right? But when they bring the same thing on RecoBee, they know that the discussions will be very much limited to what they love, right? And that is something which we are focusing on, either through building community or through doing a digital marketing approach, right? The retention and engagement, right? It's also tied up, and this is something which we faced. What we did eventually was like we kind of rolled out feature ads, like what should we do next, right? And what are the users interested in? So that is something we did. Community was a result of that. So basically, a lot of people were interested that okay, we should have a space where we can talk about our favorite movies, favorite series. So it was mostly, it was not a direct kind of decision of us. So we did through some featured ad and try to see how much of attraction we are getting. If we are building community, we did for 4 5 features, but community did trump everything, and kind of we thought, okay, let's start building this community, and we saw a lot of success with critics community. So you can say from a strategy perspective that worked, but eventually we know what problem we are solving. We can change the techniques to it, but we believe in what we are solving, and that is something. The strategies will evolve. Some will work, some will not work, but the idea is to fail fast and move to something different if something is not working.
Where do you see RecoBee heading in the next few years? Are there any upcoming features, partnerships, or expansions that users can anticipate? Additionally, I'd like to know from you, like, how do you envision technology further shaping the movie watching experience in the future?
This is something which we would love to talk to. Obviously, it's a long road to RecoBee, and kind of, even I would say that we have some vision, and I think if we achieve that, it will be really good. When you open an app to find something to watch, we have a daily picks section, so where we kind of showcase 3 movies, right? So we want that one of those 3 movies you like, and you are inclined to either watch it immediately or add to your watch list. So this is something which we want from our app, that okay, the basic problem that we want to solve, it needs to be solved, involve all the factors that can make your recommendations better. So that's the first thing which I will say. The second thing which we want to achieve, make RecoBee a brand, is more like go-to app for the honest movie reviews, right? India has the population factor, right? If it wants to make any movie hit or flop, it can do it very easily, right? And we want to kind of eliminate it by giving some weighted rating. The reviews and the rating, we have introduced diversified rating within our app, so that we can kind of eliminate that factor to some extent. Thirdly, again, this relates to your AI question, right? And what we want is like RecoBee to be your AI movie assistant, which does everything for you. Through AI, it can learn your behavior, movie watching behavior, what you like, what you watch most, which OTT content you like most. Eventually, it will kind of schedule your movies, whether it's on OTT or or in theaters. It can book your tickets. It can put your movie calendar, manage your whole movie calendar. It can manage your OTT subscription. It will give you some kind of suggestion that which you don't know. It's a recurring thing. Okay. So not only that, but multiple aspects which AI can help, right? Give an easy search, what to watch. It knows you so better that it gives a quick recommendation that you need to watch this today. This is something which your friends are watching, which someone of your taste is watching. So that becomes really good. Okay. So AI movie assistant is our strong vision. I think somewhere down the line in 2024, you might see it with RecoBee. So this is something which will be very keen. Metaverse, right? Everyone has heard of metaverse. So from a movie watching perspective, we want to use that technology to improve we can have the theatrical experience within our home. So we can make a digital connection of our friends kind of stuff. And okay, we are watching this, having a watch party, but that is a totally different watch party than right now what we have, right? Again, this is a very good dream of us, or a vision of us, that we can want to achieve eventually. If we do that, I think I'll go back to this recording and say this, that okay, what I had talked about. But yeah, I think that's the overall vision, Akansha. uh, Starting with kind of making your recommendations better, being the go-to review app, having an AI movie assistant, and then eventually changing the way how movies are watched.
I really enjoyed this conversation, and so giving it a wrap. In wrapping up today's podcast with Syed Jamal, the visionary founder of RecoBee, who navigated the dynamic landscape of AI driven movie suggestions.
Thanks, Akansha. This was a wonderful session. I think I enjoyed it a lot. RecoBee is available on App Store and Play Store, so I would love everyone to download it. If you are a movie buff, or even if you are a weekend movie watcher, or a critic who loves writing movie reviews, I think everyone will have something out of it. So please go ahead and download it, and let us know your feedback. Thanks a lot for this session, and hope to have more such of these. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for more thought provoking discussions on our future episodes. This is Akanksha Mishra signing off for Tech Beyond Boundaries.